Welcome to the Sri Priya Show. We have Brahmarishi Dr. Mohanji. Mohanji is a humanitarian philanthropist and world spiritual leader. Mohanji has founded various non-profit organizations across the continents. Mohanji's core teaching is Be You, and many people are getting transformed through his teachings and techniques. Above all that, Mohanji, as per the Devi Amma, who is a very revered spiritual mother, has mentioned that in her book that Mohanji is a Siddha, and Siddha means the perfected one who got Siddhis. So, and Mohanji is a spiritual son in higher realm of Agastya Mahamuni. Mohanji travels in different dimensions like Siddha Loka and other lokas. And Mohanji also has a communion with Babaji, Shirdi Sai Baba, and other masters, Avadhutas. And so today we have a great divine opportunity to talk on the relationships, marriage, and the healings and transformations in a spiritual and practical way that apt for this modern age. So, Mohanji, namaste.
Welcome to the Sri Priya Show.
Thank you.
Mohanji. And thank you for giving this opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you for coming all the way from America to talk to me.
It's a pleasure and it's a divine opportunity for me.
Thank you so much.
So today we are talking on the relationships because relationship is always an hardwire, and it is I'm trying to understand the relationships and the marriages. So my first question starts with: is the marriage predestined, or is there a free will to choose a partner?
Let us leave the things like marriage and boyfriend, girlfriend, twin flame. Remove all that. We have a time, a point of birth. We have a point of death. These are the two boundaries of a human existence or existence of any being. We start from, we didn't have much control on our birth.
Yeah.
Something pushed us to come back here and we took birth. Then we'll go on until death. In between, we encounter many situations, many people,
Yes.
many emotions.
Right.
All these things come. And when we meet and we forget many people, but we meet and we become close to some people,
Right.
and we become intimate to some people.
Right.
We can call it marriage, we can, any relationship.
Right.
That's all predetermined, all predestined. Because without a destiny's hand, you cannot meet them.
Okay.
There are 9 billion people out there. How many of them we meet? And how many of them we connect with? So every meeting, duration of meeting, intimacy, they are all predetermined. And that will exist only as long as it should. Then they go away. Because two karmic beings coming together, they still maintain their individual karmic agenda. But we feel ownership, we feel that's all different. There's no room for all that. The two people come together because of individual karmic agenda. They stay together in various relationships. It could be father, mother, it could be husband, wife, it could be neighbors, it could be friends. You take any relationship, they come together, they stay together for some time, then they part. At the given point in time, they go away. This is exactly how life works. So, what is the advantage of spirituality? I would say an overview, a bird's eye view, like a view from above, aerial view about life. So when you evolve more and more in metaphysical, you'll start seeing things more and more clearly.
Right.
So even to the extent that when you see something happening, you know very well, this also has a duration. Nothing is forever, just like our body. It has a duration. It has a longevity. It has a timeline. So beyond that, it can't move or go further.
Right.
So every relationship is like that. So if you look at the larger picture, then you will know the marriages, the separations, the divorce, the feeling towards somebody, losing the feeling, love, hate, the whole drama you can see from the aerial view, from aerial point of view, from above. So that it's all natural.
As per if we see in society perspective, so there is a term called marriage. What that real marriage means, in actual sense? Like,
The combination of karma.
Yeah.
Two people with an individual karmic plan coming together and jointly living a life of uniting the karma for a purpose. That's what is marriage. And it will last as long as it takes. See, have you seen many people who are married? They are existing only for some reasons, not because of marriage. Maybe society, social reasons, maybe children, maybe because of children, maybe various reasons, but they all exist in marriage only for, not because they love each other or they are
yeah,
connected to each other, or they crave for each other. Many people, their connection is because of insecurity. In many marriages, the connection is because of insecurity. It'll be like a swing,
Yeah.
like a wave. Yeah. Sometimes in the initial days, you'll have great connection, then it starts dropping. And then sometimes it picks up, sometimes it doesn't pick up. Like that it goes. Basically, nobody belongs to anybody in karmic sense. Because we are born at a particular time alone. We'll die at a particular time alone.
right.
Because this whole agenda of life
Right.
is totally individualistic.
Why sometimes the passionate love turns into deep resentment? They live together for lifetime, but never truly connects together. That is my question. And like if we see in a society perspective, they have given a term, they have created a ritual of living together. So it will be sacred in between two people. Like, if you watch the Western culture, people have fallen in multiple relationships. But if you see in Indian culture, there is some sacredness in the relationship. And that should be the marriage. But people, they are not truly connects. The passionate love, it fades up. And even though they live for 25 years, 30 years together, they never truly connects together.
Imagine you really wanted something. How much intense it will be. Totally intense. You're fully focused on that thing which you really want. Imagine you got it. How much of intensity will be there? It suddenly becomes very low. Imagine you wanted a particular mobile phone. Before you got it, its value is very high. Only thing you want is that phone. Then somebody gave it to you. Immediately the value drops because you got it.
Yeah.
Now, imagine you lost it. Again, the value goes up. And then you get it back.
Yes.
Value goes down. This is life. This is how life is. So when you have something, you wouldn't know the value of it.
Right.
Like value of childhood. When you are a child, you are eager to grow up because you wanted to be in par with your elder relatives. Then you grew up. When you grew up, you understood it's a very responsible thing.
Yes.
Then it's not so happy. It's not happiness. You're not happy to be there. You wanted to be a child again. This is exactly how life works.
Yeah.
So in Bharat especially, the society, the social norm is to have family. That is why when the usual pattern is a child is born, first of all, it's Namkaran, naming ceremony. All these ceremonies, they're all ceremonies. And each ceremony is putting the person, the child, deeply into the track of the family. Like Gotra, clan and the tribe and all. So the system is to indoctrinating or inducting the child into the system. Then the child gets educated, sometimes religious education also. Then the child goes to passes, he succeeds in exams, wins exam, gets certificate, and then he gets a job. Then job time. Once you get a job, then you are eligible for a marriage. That's how the society considers you.
Yeah.
Then the marriage proposals come. Many proposals are not because of love. It's because of family. And you can see in the Indian culture, we still have the system where families marry, not only individuals, two individuals. Families marry through individuals. So means two people are married, basically the family is married. So everybody is around you. You are not free from this whole thing. And because of that kind of cushioning effect or a pressure, people stay in marriage. And that marriage lasts also. That is why the joint family system we had.
Yeah.
It was lasting because the whole infrastructure is around you.
Right.
And even if you don't pay attention too much to one person or the other, up and down, whichever way, it is still okay. Now it is not the case.
Yes.
People meet people,
Yeah.
their compatibility is connected to their frequency, and they come together because of certain frequency, certain like, or some kind of orientations, familiar orientation, familiarity. After a while, people are growing, evolving karmically. So we shift. My interests change. The other person may not have the same interest later.
Because they lose the attraction, or because
then automatically the attraction is lost. Because see, you're growing, everybody is evolving. Even you evolve from from childhood to this age. Body changed from about 6 inches to 6 foot. So we are growing. We're growing and we're growing all the time, evolving all the time. So in that evolution, we sometimes become strangers. That happens because life is like that. So what united you, the attraction, the initial attraction, changes to purposelessness, no purpose. What attracted, the purpose that attracted you, I want to be with this person. That attracted, then eventually it changes. There's also one more reason. We all have 3 faces. One face that we show to the world outside. That's a face which we choose to show to the world outside. No, that's even pretentious sometimes. Then we have a face which we don't mask too much. That we show to the people around you.
Right.
The near and the dear. Then we have another face which we show nobody.
Right.
That's a completely private face.
Yes.
All of us have it.
Yeah.
All of us have it.
Right.
So when a person gets attracted to the projected face, and when they come closer, they see there is another face which was not the projected face, immediately separation happens. That's not the guy I knew. He was different when I met. These things we hear.
Right.
That's because we got addicted, attracted to the projected face. That's what people get attracted to film stars. They get attracted to the roles they play. And we love them because of the roles.
Yes.
And we identify the person with the role.
Right.
They're totally different. The person, the actor is different from the role.
Yeah.
But people love the role.
Yes.
Great films, we remember, we talk, and we expect the person to be like that when we meet, and the person is different.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Right.
You suddenly feel betrayed.
Correct.
Hey, that's not the guy I knew.
Yes.
So in life, this is there.
Yeah. So what do you think, what are those aspects that keep the marriage intact?
Purpose. See, if both people,
Huh.
like the man and the woman, have one purpose, just like raising the standards of poor people in your society, something which is compelling and inspiring. If both of them have the same thing, the marriage can last longer. Otherwise, like I said before, the social connection, the cushioning effect, the protection of the society, that can sustain a marriage. Then you are not connecting to the man and woman like 2 people individually.
Yeah.
Instead, you are connecting to the whole infrastructure.
Okay. You said less socially, right? Can you please talk more on it? Like
The ecosystem. The ecosystem where 2 families marry. Where you are part of 2 families and through you, they come together. Through this marriage, they come together.
Right.
2 families. That ecosystem that comes around you is very soothing, very connecting. And also it is preventing you from diverting yourself to other places because it's all within the ecosystem.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, every moment you're thinking, what else now? Okay, that's done. What more? What
Right.
more? So there is nothing more in marriage that way. See, for a woman, mostly they get doted on the children. But for a man, maybe even that, in singular families, even that will not be too much of a pleasure after a while. And children are children. They are growing up. they find their way. Then these people become lonely. You know, we can see that isolation in their eyes.
Right.
We can see separation happening even though in marriage.
Right.
There are many people who are married but separated within.
Yes.
They don't like each other, but they
Right.
stay, they portray a togetherness to the world outside.
Some relationships are very chaotic and very painful. But in such situations, what is advisable in a spiritual way? Because if they leave the relationship, then the karma will be unresolved. And if they decided to stay in the relationship, then it will be painful. So, what is the right way of?
First of all that came will also go. What time brings, time takes. So every relationship has its duration. And the problem is when we put expectation on a relationship. Otherwise, if we understand, this is a karmic being, this person has a karmic track from birth till death, and because of some kind of wish or desire, we came together. But that person still remains a karmic being. He or she has got a karmic track and a karmic end. Means birth, life, death. So when you appreciate that, conflicts will be very less. Expectation brings conflicts. I expect you to do like this, talk like this, walk like this. I expect you to behave like this. While, okay, if it is improvement and you like it, well and good. If it is not, it's a pressure. You trying to change yourself because of somebody or something, it's a pressure. But imagine you wanted to improve your standards and you rise and the other person is guiding you. It's a pleasure. And you will not feel pain in that. You will want to do it. But that's not the way life is usually. Because others are probably seeing what you don't see. And for you to change to something, it's a big pressure. Right. Even spirituality to that extent. Imagine two people are together in one house. One person likes singing, chanting, devotion, bhakti. The other person wants everything analyzed, intellectually churned. And that person will never agree with this person.
Right.
Because that person will say this person has blind faith. Blind faith is always a bad thing. Because you could be manipulated by somebody if you have blind faith. When you're blind, you could be manipulated. So the intellectual person would say, don't do that. And the spiritual person would say, I'm getting ecstasy by singing and chanting.
Yes.
You don't experience that.
Right.
Who is wrong here? Nobody is wrong. They're all right in their own way. But in the combination, it's not suiting. Then the conflict happens. You see? So, I have never seen anybody wrong anywhere. Their ideologies may not match. I always give room for people to oppose me in my ideology. Why not? They don't have to believe what I say. Because all are individuals. Everybody is an individual. All people have their orientation. And they will behave only as per that.
Right.
So if I say I'm right and that person is wrong, that's not true. It can't be that way.
Okay.
It cannot be that way. So conflicts are all connected mostly with expectations. So to reduce the expectation, you need to have awareness that that's a karmic being. This is a karmic being. All are karmic beings. And we are here like a tourist for certain time. And we are here only to fulfill what we came for. In the bargain, if others' things are also getting fulfilled, well and good. If not, what can I do? So it's as simple as that. Our hunger is our hunger. When you are hungry, if your relative eats food, it will mean nothing to you.
Right. Yeah.
When you want to sleep, you have to sleep.
Right. Yeah.
So it's an individualistic life. That's the fundamental. And why certain traumas, pains, certain situations come to you, A, because you are afraid of them. And in that bargain, you trap them, trap those emotions. B, you have experienced that in your past lives. and you have not come in terms with it, means accepted it. So they get repeated, including disease to some extent.
Oh, okay.
So whatever you have not agreed with, come in terms with in past lives, they manifest again in this life as a reality. So while it's happening, you need to remember one thing. You are none of these things. You are not these emotions, situations, pains, traumas, none of this. You are not these. You are a witness to all this. And as a witness, you are experiencing all this just like you're watching a feature film. When a pain happens, do you have pain? Of course you have pain.
Yes.
You will have pain. That's why the pain has come.
Right.
Physical pain, emotional pain, these are all pains.
Yeah.
Ego, pain connected to ego. When somebody ridicules you,
Right.
abuses you, that pain related to ego. This is all reality. They are real. But how did they happen? Because you have an equation with it. You have a problem with it. Imagine you feel nothing. Okay, they are calling somebody, I don't care. And you are fully within and you are not taking it in. It will dissolve outside itself, in the outside world itself.
Okay.
Because you are not bringing them in. You are not leaving your door open, door of your mind open for them to enter. Keep it closed. They will stay outside.
Okay.
If somebody says you are not good, your door is closed.
So you should not react, rather accept.
No, you say, okay, that's happening, that person's opinion, it has nothing to do with me.
Mohanji, you said that in past life, we went through it. It means that is it a mirror, mirror kind of thing, or meaning like, is that something we did that betrayal to them in our past lives, or?
Well, it's very difficult to say the reason why, because it could be any reason. It could be that you have done something wrong to somebody, then they are paying back in this life. Like Bali was killed by Rama hiding. Ram was hiding and he shot the arrow and killed Bali. And then as Krishna, the fisherman, the hunter, he thought it's the face of a deer, is Krishna's feet was the face of a deer. He misunderstood. It was a misunderstanding. That was Bali in the next life. Bali took another life in Dwapara Yuga and shot the arrow at Krishna's feet. That was not the cause of his death, but that got reciprocated. So like that it can happen, or mostly because you are keeping enmities, hatred, revenge inside so much. See, in everyday life, what do you remember more? What you don't like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Who you don't like, you remember.
Yeah.
The people who loves you, you love. You don't remember so much. But those who hate, you remember them intensely. So it's about intensity.
Okay.
Intensity puts an emotion deeper. But if you have nothing to do with it, and you're, okay, this is happening, let it come, let it go, then you are free from it, and inside is empty. Then there is no way it can recur, it can come back. Otherwise, you have collected them, stored them, and you are reopening them each time. When you experience something, I had the similar experience before, reopen that wound. Many times we reopen all our wounds and they stay more and more fresh in our system. And that's carried by the soul when at the time of death and put it in another body, and then you experience the same thing.
So does that mean that the person who gives so much of pain in our past lives, that's what becomes our life partner in the next life?
Not necessarily. See, the thing is, as I said, how deeply and how intensely you feel about that person. If you let go or do whatever you want, I don't care, then the chance for them recurring is very less. But you're constantly fighting, crying, abusing, taking revenge, hating, then the intensity of the emotion is different, deeper. more stronger, then the chance for repetition is very high.
Right.
Otherwise not.
Yeah.
It's not always those whom you hate becomes your partner.
Okay.
It can also be.
Oh, okay. So, how to transform from this inner conflict in a spiritual way? Like, what are the aspects we should
Awareness.
practice it on?
It's awareness. The fire is awareness. One is that this is a temporary existence. You've taken the body for about 30,000 days, nothing more. 30,000 means already you're 80 plus. So we don't have a lot of time on earth. Should you use your time for these emotions, or should you use the time to catch your metaphysical aspect? See, you have two aspects. First is the physical aspect, which is the body, the mind, intellect, ego, the name, the fame, the relationships, all the physical side. The other is the metaphysical side, which is the subtle energy aspect. When they came together, we call it life. Life is a combination of these two, both coming together, staying together. And when it leaves, we call it death. When the metaphysical leaves from the physical, we call it death. So, in this story, shouldn't you more be aware of the metaphysical? Then you have to leave the physical a little bit.
Right.
You have to stay away from the physical a little bit. The sensory pleasures of senses, the emotions, the mind, the ownerships. Stay away a little bit and feel more. The pathway to the metaphysical is through feeling. You feel yourself more. Talk to yourself more. Consider yourself more. So, while you do all that, more and more, you will start feeling the metaphysical. The subtle, the soft, the real.
Yeah.
Because gross is unreal. Gross is here only for about 30,000 days.
Right.
Maybe 35,000. Still, that's the only way, or only time it can. Now, subtle is there forever. So, who should you think about more?
For yourself.
Not these emotions in us. So, all these are happening, but if your connection you maintain with the metaphysical, that's where the guru comes in the picture. Guru represents the metaphysical. So, a guru, a true master.
A stable master.
Yeah, as a master who is connected to the consciousness
Right.
is pure consciousness. That is completely the game of the aspect of the metaphysical. So when you're looking at the master, you get reminded of the metaphysical inside you.
Right. Yeah.
It's not outside. So no master is outside. It's a gate. He or she is a gateway to our inside. It means our own constitution, which has got a combination of physical and metaphysical.
Right.
So physical aspect, the pleasures, everything are temporary. The metaphysical aspect is forever. So the more you come in the metaphysical area, in that plane, the less you feel impacted by the physical aspects.
Okay.
So people accept their handicaps, weaknesses, loves, hates, relationship issues. They will accept everything. Okay, that's not important. Let it be.
Yeah. So
Then
the acceptance increases with that.
acceptance comes automatically
Okay.
because this is more life. And the metaphysical dimensions are much more larger and vaster. It's very vast. Much more deeper, much more, because through metaphysical connection, you can connect to any being, any realm, any loka, any world. Only by connecting to the metaphysical, because it's all one loka, one world, within which there are many worlds.
Right.
Even we are a world in our own way, isn't it? Your emotions, your feelings, who you are, this is a world by itself. And we call a name for it. We are all walking worlds,
Right.
you know. So like that, we are singular unit expressions of the large consciousness.
Right.
So when we go into metaphysical more and more, look around and then you see, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
All the time you remember, I am physical and metaphysical. Now let me feel the metaphysical more. And when you remember Mohanji, you should feel the metaphysical representation of the metaphysical. then the physical will not make noise.
Right.
It will be there. It will exist as it is, but it will not affect you. It won't affect your silence, your
Right.
stability.
Right.
It affects your stability only because you let all the devils in from the physical world. Devil means not the devil. I'm saying all
Yeah.
the sounds and the noises
Yes.
and the pollution
Right.
from the metaphysical. Then it affects the from the physical. Then it affects the metaphysical. So that is how it is happening.
Okay.
So if you don't let all the energies from the physical world come inside, you are never affected.
Right. Yeah. So it's again a great thing that being connected to the Guru, it helps you. It helps us to elevate ourselves.
Being connected to the Guru helps.
Yes.
But why do many people connect to a Guru? For physical needs, for physical, like a promotion or job or some removal of blockage, or on the terrestrial level.
Right.
That's why the real aspect of a Guru doesn't dawn in many people.
Right.
The real value of a master is never understood. The real master is not a plumber or electrician, not for the sake of some temporary gain. He has come to you to take you to a realm which you can't reach easily alone, especially when there are numerous dogs barking in your world outside your peripheral.
Right.
Numerous temptations.
Right.
So a true master brings you to yourself where you can see yourself more clearly.
Right.
Less confusion, more clarity. Oh, I am this metaphysical where I am universal. As a unit, I'm restricted. That understanding will come with the presence of a true master. But most people look at a true master only as another option.
Right.
It's not an option. This is the main thing in life.
Yeah.
You don't get a true master in life many times.
Right.
Because even if you feel that, oh, this is another, I can go to another master, that's not the way.
Yeah.
See, you studied in a school. You had a set of teachers who helped you to get your degree. Now, the other schools also have similar teachers. What is your use for? How can they help you?
Right.
They can't help you because you are not in their school. So when you go to their school, then they will help you. But these teachers, what you already have, they are equal. People don't remember that. They keep going to different gurus,
Yes.
thinking that they'll get something different,
Yeah.
which is not true.
Right.
Anybody who has come to you, anybody who has opened doors for you, is the right one that's sent.
Right. Yeah. And Mohaji, like there are many people who call themselves as a guru. So in this era, like how we find out the true guru, what are those signs
See,
we look for to find the true guru?
When you approach anything in life with insecurity, confusion, lack of clarity, there is a great chance that you could be manipulated. In any realm, I'm saying, whether it is stock market or business or even spirituality. So how do you approach a master? When your only interest is God, very less manipulation is possible because God is an experience, not something tangible. God has to be felt, experienced.
Right.
Most people, their agenda is not God. Their agenda is some gain in the physical realm, maybe a job or marriage or something like that. So they get stuck with something. Okay, I'll do something for you. You be here, things like that. But when you connect to a true master, his job is not these things, not correcting your karmic stuff, but elevating you so that karma doesn't exist for you.
So
That is the
karma
job.
get diluted by connecting to a
Yeah,
true guru.
no, means you have to see karma's natural completion is fulfillment. When karma is connected to desires or fears or inclination, tendencies. So this is a combination. So its natural culmination is completion of it, completing it. But when your purpose changes, when you only want God, when you want to experience God, then the master, the presence of the master, which is like a pathway to that, automatically changes your pattern, karmic pattern. And so these things are not important. So they drop off. When you entertain it, it stays. When you don't pay attention, when you don't energize, it's like you're watering a plant. You don't water, the plant dries up, plant dies. So various things in your life changes because your orientation changed. Your pattern changed. And what you wanted from life changed because of the connection with the master.
Right.
And then what you see and what you get are different. That is why I always say never follow anybody blindly. Take your time,
Right.
watch closely, and feel more. Is this person suitable for me?
Right.
And anybody who says, hey, I'll take you to God, say thank you. Nobody can do that like that.
Yeah.
They can only guide you, and you have to walk.
Right.
Right? And what kind of a thing is good for you? That you can do effortlessly. You can practice effortlessly, connect effortlessly, talk effortlessly. That's the right one for you. So this is individualistic.
Right.
And also time will definitely tell the reason for a connection. If you feel that your connection was wrong, say thank you, bye-bye. But it should not be that, oh, there is a greener pasture on the other side. So let me try that. That will not help you. Because everybody are same. Those who have come to you have come to take you to the next level. They are sent. I hope you got the point. See, there are businessmen everywhere. And there will be. It's our job to ensure that we connect to the path which suits us.
So you think that connecting to the guru, because you find yourself, and that helps you to make your to make your married life harmonious also. That's what
Everything.
you.
Because life you have to take in total. Like your motherhood or fatherhood, marriage, situation. Everything is to take it as total. It's not isolated. Life can't be put in isolation or segregated. So everything will change because your approach, your whole outlook changes.
Right. Yeah.
See, you look at the world as per your perception, not as per how the world is. The world is whatever it is. You can't see the world like that. You look at the world through your eyes, how you are. See, sometimes when you are very unwell, you look at the world with lack of interest because you are unwell. Imagine you are enthusiastic. When you look at the world is beautiful, and because your enthusiasm is giving the color. Life is like that. The world is as per how we perceive.
Okay. So you have to be enthusiastic inside.
Inside.
To feel love inside, and that reflects outside.
Absolutely. So what is inside you, that is exactly what you are.
Oh, yeah.
And that is how your world is.
Right.
The world can't be something else. That is why there are differences. You see the world differently. I see the world differently because we are different people.
Okay.
Our perception is different.
Yeah.
How we see is different.
Right.
How we hear things are different because our orientation is different.
Right. And what is the true love in your perspective? Like,
True love is when you want nothing from the other and you love still. That is true love. See, if I want nothing from you and I love you still, it's pure.
right.
If I want something from you, I have expectation. That means it's already contaminated. In true love, that's what I always become surprised. For marriage, you have to change your religion. Why? Marriage has nothing to do with religion that way. If it is love marriage, if it is
Yes.
love marriage, if
Yeah.
you're marrying somebody out of love, what is the reason for marriage? Love is the reason for marriage.
Yes. Yeah.
And if somebody says, you should change your religion, so I marry you, that's not love. That's transaction.
Yes.
That's transaction, and that's too silly. So if I say you should change your religion, then what about me? I can also change the religion. So there's no love in it. Many things you see in the world
Right.
has no love.
Right.
It's just transaction. Just transaction. That is why love is dead in the marketplace. In the marketplace, love is dead. Love you can feel in the nature, because a tree gives fruits. A tree has no interest in who receives it.
Right.
Sometimes it falls down and the worms eat it. Sometimes some lovers come that way, boy and girl, they pluck one fruit and eat it. Sometimes birds eat it. Sometimes it falls down to animals eat it. The tree is not affected. That's true love.
Right.
Like the sun shines.
So you have to keep giving, you mean, like
Not
to
just
keep
giving,
giving.
be impartial, be neutral, be loving. Anyway,
Right.
same with kindness. You know, we talk about kindness, but if there is an expectation in kindness, I expect something from you, there's no kindness.
Yes.
There's no compassion. All these are beautiful states.
Right.
I would call it a state of compassion, state of kindness. You are in that state where you can't give anything apart from what you are.
Right.
See, you can't give anything to the world apart from what you already are. A pretensive compassion, pretensive kindness won't last long because it becomes too evident. If you want so many things, you have no time to give.
Right.
Most people in the world are glorified beggars. You know, that's some people travel in Rolls Royce, some people sit outside on the street and beg, but everybody is begging.
Begging.
Please give me more, please give me more.
Yes.
And that they will never be able to give.
Right.
You know, only great masters have given everything, even themselves, to the world.
Right.
That you need to know that nothing you can own here. Everything is temporary. No thing you can own here. You didn't bring anything, you won't take anything. Once you have that clarity, then take anything you want. It really doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, Adi Shankara asked one person who came to him, what do you want? So he said, I want your head. Because he wanted to offer a human sacrifice to Mother Kali. Adi Shankara said, I'll come, but don't tell my disciples, they may not like it. So he himself, he agreed on a time and he went alone. And he was bathed and got him ready for sacrifice. Meanwhile, one of his disciples woke up in the night and saw that the Guru was not there. So he thought the Guru might have gone out somewhere to toilet or something. Then he decided to search for him and he heard drum beats prior to the sacrifice. There's some ceremony. So he went towards the drum beats and he found his Guru is just about to be sacrificed. So he attained the power and energy of Narasimha. He threw away things and he rescued the master.
Oh.
The master gave the head. The master had no problem.
Right.
He said, you want that? Take it. That level of selflessness. When does it come? When you know clearly that you own nothing here. And what is mine and what is yours is all not mine or yours. It belongs to earth. So when that realization happens very clearly, what is glories, awards, recognitions, rewards, money, fame, what are all this? They are all situations you come across in life.
Right. Those are the desires that we have, and that's why we come across.
Yeah. Might be desires, or maybe because what you do got it for you. Your consistent efforts always brings glory.
Right.
You know, this respect has to be earned, and it takes consistency and compassion to earn respect. I always believe what I have earned from the world is my space in the hearts of people.
Right.
Many people love me for no reason. And that's my net worth.
Yes.
Whatever other things you see, they have come to me and they will stay back even after my death. So I don't particularly feel connected to those things, you know, because they are here. They will stay back, you know. When I die, my house will not be demolished. You know, my situations won't change.
Right. Everything will be
Everything will be as it is, only that I have gone.
Yes.
So this understanding is very essential for a person to be spiritual.
Right.
So once they know this, then they will have no problem.
Yeah.
There will be no poverty consciousness.
Right.
Otherwise, it will always be, I don't have something, I need it, I need
Yeah,
it, I need it. And eventually you will be very sad because all your needs are not getting completed because it's growing. And the fulfillment aspect has been affected. So this is what will happen.
Right. So it makes connecting to the Guru makes you stable. That's what.
Well, satsang makes you stable. Connecting to a true master makes you stable. Connecting to your own awareness within makes you stable.
Yeah.
There are various ways for stability. Understanding, awareness, connecting to a powerful master, or connecting to yourself, connecting to consciousness, connecting to awareness of consciousness, they all make you stable.
That also helps in all the relationships because
When you are stable, all people around you become stable because you will be like a bright light. They will listen to you. They will say, hey, how are you stable? Things are not well in the world, but how are you so cool? How are you stable? And that will automatically make them feel there is an alternative. I don't have to be angry. I don't need hatred. I don't need revenge. I don't need to gossip. Talk bad about people and contaminate myself and others. I don't need to do all this. But there is a possibility of stability. That's what they see in you. And that will be your contribution to the society.
That one stable person brings the transformation
In the household.
in the
beyond.
household, even to the partner.
Not just partner, in the whole household and beyond.
Yeah.
Even in the society.
Yeah.
Because your actions of selfless nature
Yeah.
will stabilize so many people.
Right. Whenever there is separation happens, it happens with the resentment and a lot of pain and anger. So this separation, it could be in between the two married people, or it could be extramarital affair, or it could be premarital affairs also. So like my question is like when the separation happens, it also brings a lot of guilt and regret. So how to come out of that guilt and regret? And how, if it retains there, if you keep that inside, how it affects their present life and next life?
Well, one word answer is ownership. See, all these are related to your ownership about another person. That's the number one illusion. You own nobody, not even your children, because they chose you. You didn't choose your children. They came through you. You didn't choose them. You did not know who's coming. So basically, you own nobody. Nobody can own you. So when you talk about relationship, marriage, separation, divorce, this is all social stuff. You take your ownership out of it. It's simple.
Okay.
It's very simple. Two people meet, two people stay, two people part, connect in different levels, layers, likes and dislikes. They're all connected to the drama of the society. And society has kept it for sanctity's sake, to have an order. But you are a karmic being. You are not subscribed to the society's order sometimes. That is why two people separate. Not that everybody wants you to separate, but sometimes no compatibility are provided. So separation happens. You just take the ownership out. It's very smooth affair. See, when I separated from my ex-wife, I said the same thing. The thing which you lost is the marriage status, but the friendship still remains. The friendship still remains. That's what I told her. And that's true also. I meant it. Friendship can remain. If you want me, I'm here. We can choose not to contact. That's a different story.
Right.
That's our choice. But the door is swinging open. So there need not be any such things like hatred and pain and suffering and all that. Or we can't stay together. No problem. Who said that everybody stayed together? How did you come to earth? Alone. How will you go from earth? Alone. Why do we bind people on the way? Why do we even bind situations on the way? Emotions on the way? None of these things are helping us. They're coming, they will come and go. If people don't like you, better they go.
But doesn't it mean that like it is the unresolved karma that you came
No.
here to?
No, if there is no emotion,
Hmm.
emotion is the glue which attaches an
Hmm.
incident to your system.
Hmm.
Emotion is the glue,
Hmm.
the gum.
Hmm.
So less emotion,
Hmm.
it will just, it's another thing. Whatever comes, that goes. Everything time brings, time takes.
Hmm.
So as simple as that. Life has got to be simple, uncomplicated. That is how it's made. You look at the animals.
Hmm.
They wake up in the morning, they search for food. Once they have their food, they will not eat more.
Hmm.
They will rest, they digest, then they do their thing. Like this, they go. We are human beings, more intelligent. So we should be knowing God as well. We should be connected to the metaphysical as well. Animals don't have that problem.
Hmm.
They are only connected to the gross. But we as human beings with higher intellect, should be more connected to the metaphysical and see with awareness how is life, what's happening. In between, we bring emotions and binding and torture and pain and revenge. We are actually getting too distracted from our original form, what we are supposed to be, because of our constant non-understanding, constant engagement with illusion. We separate.
So, but the separation always brings trauma, right?
Not necessarily. That's what I was telling. Separation with awareness never brings trauma. Separation with ownership brings trauma. You're owning somebody and somebody's taking it off your hand. It gives pain. Like you're holding on to something and I'm pulling it out of your hand. It gives pain. Now you're keeping it open. I said, okay, it's heavy. Okay, I'll take it. It's not painful. It's relief. What's the use of two people staying together if they don't like each other? So separation is not always painful. Separation, forget about all that. What does death give you? Separation. From your usual life pattern, death takes a person away.
Yeah. But that is not in our control, something, right?
Nothing is in our control. See, we have the illusion that we are controlling. You didn't have any control on your birth. You have no control on your death. Every incident of your day or the life, everyday life, what control do you have? Imagine there is great food on the table, but you don't have appetite. Is it controllable? Likewise, now you wanted to have a particular cuisine and the ingredients are not available. Is it in your control? Now, you try to control your heartbeat. Can you? Respiration, circulation, digestion. Can you control? Nothing we are controlling. That whole idea itself, it's an illusion. And even thoughts, how do you know some thoughts are coming? Why they are coming? You don't know. So basically, we have no control. Everything is happening. And everything is auto-generated. That is how life is. When from a small few inches baby to a 6-foot person, it's auto-generated. Everything. Nobody, we can say that nutritious food made the person. That's only a part of it, an ingredient.
Yeah.
Air also is part of it. Water is also part of it. Nobody makes anybody.
Right.
It's all auto-generated. The entire universe is auto-generated. But the metaphysical is intelligent, but non-interfering, just like your soul. Non-interfering, no interference. Soul never says, I'm angry, I'm upset, you're a fool, you're great. Nothing. It just energizes you, gives you life. And all that you experience, the drama that you enter into, it's your karmic plan. Karma is the scriptwriter of your life. Duration as well. How many days you should be on stage, karma will decide. And karma changes you. You from a small child to an elderly person to death. And in our system, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, purushartha. These are the ingredients of existence. Likewise, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. Sannyasa means total detachment. Total detachment, you should be eligible. How are you eligible? When you are clear that none of these things are mine. When you become clear that whatever I bring as whatever I bring I hold, and whatever I consider as mine are just illusion. I own nothing, even this body. When that awareness is clear, then you are ready for sannyasa, renunciation. At that point in time, automatically you will feel like renunciation because there's no desire. There is nothing to hold on to.
So sannyasa means it's a detachment in a mind level, or it's a detachment in physical existence.
Every level. Because you've gone through brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha. All stages have crossed to become a sannyasi. Not like, okay, I wear some saffron and I sit and I'm a sannyasi. Not like that. So when that deep craving for God sprouts in you, other things becomes insignificant. Nothing is significant. That time, automatically, the only thing that's worth it is the metaphysical unlimitedness, unfathomable metaphysical. So then everything outside is dull and dim.
So you said unlimited, meaning in what way? Like what?
It's the options, the possibilities, and its nature is unlimited. The nature of metaphysical is unlimited. It's the nature, very nature.
Okay. Can you tell more about in a mystical way? Like,
well, metaphysical is a universal phenomenon. It's much larger than the created universe. The created universe has come from the energy, pure energy. Pure energy is what we call as metaphysical. And its only description possible is brighter than a million suns, pure brightness. That's the only possibility of explaining. Can't explain. You have to experience it. God has to be experienced, not explained. So the metaphysical that you can perceive within you is your Atma, soul aspect. That soul aspect is pure brightness, shining bright, and has no interest in your life. Just like electricity, no interest in your air conditioner or fan. It stays to energize it. And it is not getting anything out of it. Like the tree which is giving shade to many people is not getting any shade from anywhere. Like that, they are completely selfless and pure. That state of being metaphysical is similar, completely pure and unbound. Unbound because no obligation. They are not doing any favor. No tree has ever said, hey, you should be obligated to me. I gave you my fruit. It said, okay, you eat if you want. You want to rest under the shade, do that. A snake will rest under the tree. A dog will rest under the tree, the shade of the tree. A cow will do that. Human wandering people may do that. But the tree is unaffected. Is not even worried. That level of complete dispassion, total giving, that is the nature of the metaphysical universe. And it's much larger than the created universe. When energy conglomerated at one point in time, matter is formed. And space within created universe, right? See, when you travel in the air, in the plane, have you seen wherever there is a vacuum in the air, the flight jerks, air pockets. Like that, there are pockets happening spontaneously within the old uncreated huge universe. That's where the worlds are formed. So there's the galaxies, the various creation, various possibilities. But they all come from the pure energy. How do you know? When atom is dissected, pure energy is dissipated.
Right.
Atomic bomb.
Right. Yeah.
So it's scientific that when you destroy an atom, pure energy is released. So say similarly, pure energy is conglomerated, it becomes matter. Matter has duration. Pure energy has no duration. No beginning, no end. That is why we call as Shiva, as Vishnu.
Mm.
No beginning, no end.
Mm.
We call it God.
Mm.
God factor.
Mm.
God is neither a man or a woman. We attribute
Mm.
form, gender,
Mm.
duration, way, everything because we can only perceive it that way.
Okay.
The God that we worship is as per our perception.
Mm.
That is why we have 330 million deities. They are all expressions of one consciousness.
Right.
And you can connect to a consciousness or aspect of consciousness
Mm.
which suits you.
Mm.
That's how it is.
Mohanji, I have a question. Like when you say that sannyasa, can a person who is living a family life and a stable person, can the soul choose to stay in the family rather than taking sannyasa?
Well,
And does that take to the liberation?
see, sannyasa is not going away.
Huh.
It's an attitude
Huh.
of dispassion.
Right.
Yeah. And it can happen anytime.
Mm.
There are many, many people who are grihasthis. They are doing their service to the family.
Mm.
They're taking care of the children. They're doing everything. But
Mm.
internally, they are renunciated.
Mm.
You don't need anything to it. It's an attitude.
Okay.
Likewise, vanaprastha is an awareness
Mm.
that nothing you earned belongs to you.
Okay. So it's
Vanaprastha time.
I see.
That's when after grihastha. Grihastha is a time when you are experiencing
Mm.
the aspects of the gross.
Mm.
And you are collecting or you're collected consciously, unconsciously. And vanaprastha's time, you realize
Mm.
that all these things that I've collected doesn't stay
Right.
or it's not mine.
Mm.
I leave everything. Then comes sannyasa, a complete detach. Then what stays? The question. What is staying?
Mm.
Then you realize God stays.
Mm.
And what is God?
Mm.
Pure energy, consciousness, unfathomable, no form,
Mm.
no shape.
Mm.
And it's a source of everything.
Mhm.
All right. So where is that available?
Mm.
Inside you.
Mm.
Inside you.
Mm.
And that's why the God factor in you is called the soul factor.
Mm.
And that's why you are alive.
So the connection with the guru is very important to go through all the process.
Connection with the guru is important
Yeah.
because he'll keep reminding you this.
Yes. Yeah. And he will protect you.
Protection is another aspect.
Huh.
That is when you are surrendered or when you are, forget about the word surrender. Surrender is sometimes not a good word if it is from the mind level.
Mm.
Because when you surrender, people exploit you.
Mm.
Not that surrender. I mean, where you believe that only metaphysical is important and physical is not that important, but I will experience it as it happens. So that surrender where you are fully oriented to metaphysical, then the guru becomes responsible.
Mm.
So protection becomes a responsibility of the master.
Okay.
Protecting you from the negativities, from the evil.
Mm.
Evil means something which drags you back to gross. That's what we call evil.
Mm.
So protecting from all that, reminding you, guiding you,
Mm.
taking care of you, protecting you, that becomes the guru's job. But how much you can do? Only as much as your free will allow. Still you are given your free will, even to leave the guru. In true paths, nobody binds you.
Mm.
Nobody binds anybody. Nobody will say, I'm the only one.
Mm.
There are many options and opportunities.
Mm.
You choose what suits you.
Right.
And nobody will say, if you go from here, something will happen. No fear is given to people.
Mm.
It is a fearless path.
Mm.
It's absolute fearless. We don't fear God, we love God.
Mm.
And God should not be feared. What is God to be feared about?
Yeah.
God is not a man or a woman.
Right.
And God is not a punishing God.
Mm.
God is the energy which maintains you.
Mm.
So that recognition automatically makes you invincible and God-like. So true Guru is God-like because he has recognized that it's the whole energy structure which we call life is manifested in this form. So Guru's job of protection is when that person is consistently connected.
Mm.
See, imagine you are living in my house. I will definitely give you food.
Yeah.
I'll give you a place to sleep. Why? Because this is the hospitality I must extend to you. Forget about spirituality. As a normal human being, when you come home, What should I ask you? Have you eaten? Are you hungry?
Mm.
Do you want to rest? Do you want to take a bath? So this is the usual question. And like that, when you are connected deeply to me or to any guru, that guru's job is to take care of you, protect you. Take care not in the sense like your daily bread or anything. Protect you from the negativities that enter you. But at the same time, if somebody chooses, no, I want to taste the gross negativities, Guru will say, Tathastu, go.
Yeah.
But then it may not be possible for them to come back. Because the frequency which they attain through consistent connection with the Guru gets dropped when they go back to the gross. And to climb up, it may take more lifetimes.
Yeah.
It may take many more lifetimes,
Yeah.
50, 60, 70 lifetimes.
Oh.
That you can't help it because what is lifetime about? Lifetime is about completion and fulfillment.
Yeah.
So you add more in your agenda to complete and fulfill, then you take more time. And unfortunately, in a human existence, it's not more than 30,000, 35,000 days.
Yeah.
So you have to do whatever you want to do within this 35,000 and die.
Right.
So we don't have a lot of time. So within this, so better to not to add more, so you can exhaust whatever you have and bye-bye, go away.
Yeah. I have last question for you, Mohanji, and I really wanted to know the answer for it. So the thing is that in this modern age, now it becomes a norm, to have multiple partners. But in that, even if you gaze to someone or even if you touch, there is some energy exchange happens. But when our soul has a physical intimacy with different people, then on what level of the energy exchange happens and how it affects their current life and how long that energy retains?
Well, this is an energetic world. Even the body, the physical form has come from energy, right? Pure energy conglomerated is matter. So it is an energetic world. So when you become empty from all desires, all fears, all inclinations, you will shine bright because there is no dark space inside. Dark space is confusion, anger, hatred, jealousy, revenge kind of feelings. These are all the dark patches of our system. When through awareness you burn all of them, and then you are fully connected to the consciousness of the master, you become light and bright. Then you become very attractive. But when you interact with a being of the gross by nature, that interaction means if it's a very close interaction, it's a high chance that you acquire many of their stuff. Now, how deep is your interaction? That much you collect. So intimacy, the depth of intimacy is the criteria for accumulation. And we become like a garbage can.
Oh, so we exchange their karmas also.
It's not exactly karma, it's what they carry, which is the residue of their karma.
Oh.
See, a person who's born at a time and will die at a time will keep their karma, lean karma aspect. But there are karmic residues which they pick up. That comes to the other person. Like a sponge you attracted.
Oh.
See, if you take other people's karma, that person will die. Because why do you have a body? To fulfill and complete the karmic agenda plan. But if you take all that, then that person doesn't exist.
But to some extent.
No, the karmic residue comes. It's like a cache memory of your computer. They get accumulated by default. When you browse the web and all that, it comes. So these are kind of things which gets attracted to the other. And the more a person is in contact, it kind of equalizes. That's what happens in marriage, etc.
Oh. So they will be the same in thought process also and in physical aspect also.
Not necessary.
Okay.
Not necessary. See, when you are talking to somebody, when your eyes fall on somebody, when you are interested in something, there is always an energy exchange in a subtle level. But we may not feel it because we are doing that all the time. But when you are meditating and when you are silent, a small vibration also you can feel.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows in your body because you become odorless. You become like even in some master's case, people have felt fragrance coming from their body. That's the level of metaphysical operation, where the physical aspect is nullified and metaphysical is in charge, then that orientation of the master is reflected as the fragrance of the master. You can read them in many occasions. People say these things. So when you start collecting, automatically you will feel heaviness because you're already pure, because you connected. When you're connected to a master who's completely still and empty, like a wave, their energy comes and hits you. Even if you're far away, maybe thousands of miles away, but when you're connected, let me tell you one thing: physical interaction is not necessary for metaphysical to stay. That's the wrong notion that you should sit next to the master. That's not true. You can be far away, but when you're parked your mind at the place of the master, the energy exchange starts. So where you have parked your mind, that you become. So physical proximity is not important in this case. So when you are connected to a master, his frequency keeps coming to you, and it purifies you, burns things from you, and then you become empty. Then you meet a person from the gross world, and that will then your capacity as a sponge is much more. You collect much more, and you feel heavy and dirty. And then to clean it takes time, and sometimes lifetimes. It all depends on how intimate it has been.
Right.
The level of intimacy is the criteria. So it's not like you are interacting with somebody who's empty. Then you collect nothing. Sometimes you release things also, because the intimacy with a being of empty by nature, it's different. But that's not the way the world is. World is filled with junk, right? So that you collect all that, not all that, some of that, and then that extends your scope for new lives. So imagine you're supposed to, because as empty, you're supposed to take 3 lifetimes. With all the contamination you have accumulated, it can be 60, 70, 100, because you have to exhaust them, clear them. Now, if you come in contact with a master, see, many times people will have excuses to go away from a master when they get contaminated. That's the irony of existence. They will find excuses to go away from the master when they become contaminated. Instead, they should stick together and clean it up as per their capacity, so that at least some lifetimes can be reduced. But then pattern kicks in. Patterns keep kicking in, and they pull them back, and they go back to the same pattern. So this is a very deep subject, very intricate subject. All I can say is that be aware of yourself. More than that, feel yourself. When you interact with somebody, if you start feeling heavy, avoid that person.
Even on the mental and emotional level also.
Every level. But when you feel that I'm getting heavier, when I talk to this person, slowly detach. If it is random people, you can choose not to talk. If it is one of the things you can definitely use as an escape route is focus on what you love to do and say, I'm busy.
Yeah.
So you can avoid such interactions. Otherwise, you plunge into it, and then nobody can rescue you. Sometimes you'll drown.
So it's not only on physical level, but also it's a possibility that we get that karma rescue in ourselves.
Yeah.
Even on emotional and mental level.
In every level.
Okay.
Every level. That's what I'm saying. A degree variation. The more intimate it becomes more.
Okay. So is there a technique that has been given that protect us?
Number one is prevention. Number one is prevention. You avoid such contacts. When you feel it's heavy and it's not so compatible, stay away. No compulsion to have such contacts, such interactions. Thirdly, chant Gayatri, Om Bhur Swa, etc. Every day you chant, and that's a very, very powerful energizer. It opens up 24 granthis and gives you energy. And most importantly, connection, consistent connection to a master is like an elixir. It always energizes you, and that's a rope which you should never leave if you get it. Many people don't have it. But if you happen to get the connection to a very you don't even need to talk to them. But he's there, she's there. That's
remembering in our mind. And
connecting, and also internally said, you and I are one.
Yeah.
That's enough. Then the master takes responsibility. See, there is, I believe that great things can happen through good connections.
Right.
Great things.
Mohanji, you said that like there is a heaviness we feel inside. How we look that heaviness? Like what are the signs of that heaviness?
You will have less clarity, more confusion, heaviness, losing temper, feeling insignificant, lack of self-esteem, various things.
Okay, sure.
Even depression.
Oh. So yeah. So what I understood is like connecting to the Guru, it keeps us protected and stable, and that stability brings the harmony, not only in married
Yeah, when I say
relationship.
connected to the Guru,
Yeah.
I say you should take time to connect.
Huh.
Means you should know the person. See,
Right.
all that glitters is not gold.
Right.
So you need to know who you are connecting with. And that person should be selfless. The Guru needs nothing from you.
Right.
That level of freedom given to you. The biggest gift a Guru can give to a disciple is freedom from himself. So that is a pure connection. Wait till you get that pure connection. Then everything else is insignificant, because that connection is worth its weight in gold.
And what are the signs that that the connection, that this is the true connection to the Guru?
Feeling, number one. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. You feel at home. You feel life is made. Confidence, fearlessness. It's all signs.
Okay. And sometimes tears also.
Tears are an expression of fulfillment, completion. Oh, this is what I've been looking for many lifetimes, and now I found it. So you feel kind of relieved and relaxed. That's when tears come.
Thank you, Mohanji.
Thank you.
It was very insightful, and I'm very, very grateful for giving your precious time from your busy schedule to our viewers and the
Thank you.
Sri Priya show.
I wish you and all the viewers a great life ahead. I wish all of you great stability and peace of mind. Lots of love. Thank you.
Thank you.